resources. I don't. Unlucky. And so I said, oh, dude,
well,
easy 10-second
hello
head start
everybody.
penalty.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Welcome
I was
back
like,
if you
no,
were here
don't.
earlier, or just welcome. We got Mystery Pog. And I'm Dante. I got Clear Mouse here again. How you doing, Clear Mouse?
Yo, Dante, doing great. You know, I think everyone,
Yeah, I have no idea
Andy, Telethar, you, me, everyone
everyone
else, you know, had a nice little, break intermission for dinner. We're back for round 3 with Andy. Round 2 for Telethar, by the way, because, it is Andy tournament day. It is also Telethar tournament day because he also raced 80 boots
This is true.
co-op at 2 p.m., just like Andy.
I would like to point out that we do have indeed door shuffle.
Hello, doors. Yes, that is a clear indication. Yeah, so we have a starting map icon. That is our pseudo mirror, basically. Only works in dungeons, and actually, I believe it is intended. Actually, sometimes you use it because depending on how the dungeons are shuffled and oriented, you could actually kind of like be able, like, you could end up in a soft lock position, and you need that mirror to like get out and really kind of reset.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice thing to have. But we do have a connector already to the mountain on Telethar's side.
Oh, that's super nice.
Telethar, very familiar with doors, very good at the mode, was runner-up in the Doors League last year to Airy. And, you know, definitely no slouch at these mystery modes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, so I think Telethar also made it to, I believe, like the quarterfinals, like top 4 in Avian Art. Avian Art is, it is also full of like meme modes, but also they, for some reason, willingly played Ordeal, continue to willingly play Mystery Ordeal. I don't know if they're masochistic or anything, but I mean, here we are. They are ready to. All we're gonna say is that these guys are more than prepared for the situation that they have plunged themselves into. Not only that, Dante, did you know that Andy was the creator of these weights along with his Twitch chat?
I knew that he did it. I knew Twitch chat did it, and I was appalled at what we got. And yet here we are with it. Hopefully one day I will play my race against PH. That could be tomorrow. You never know.
Okay, that's good because I was looking at the bracket earlier today. This little section of the bracket, really scary. Okay, hints are on. Hopefully this will be, a blessing for both Andy and Telethar. Telethar played the lane. I believe hints were actually to his advantage. The lane ended up checking nothing, and Telethar ended up checking many things. Ended up getting him the win. And then I think we also saw with Willard versus wall kicks. The hints actually ended up hurting wall kicks, or Willard. So it could be double-edged swords. Hopefully these guys are gonna be okay.
2 out of 17, 4 out of 17.
And we're pinning the chat the modes as we know them. We're assuming it is Crossworld. I think Crossworld's the only option we can get in this. I could be wrong, but
it could be maybe basic doors. Like I remember in the beginner doors tournament, it was like just regular, like no Crossworld, no entrance or anything, except the dungeons themselves. Like Eastern, was shuffled and it was kind of random. Desert, all the dungeons were, but I think to get to Eastern, it was still just the regular. You go to the right side of the map. Okay, but we'll see in this case. Yeah, you can actually see. So Andy is here in Hyrule Castle. We can maybe confirm this on Telethar's side as well. If he goes in, looks like he's gonna be joining Andy.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so it is not entrance. Okay, I believe Jim in chat is correct.
Jem, by the way, he is the winner of the Beginner Doors tournament that concluded earlier this year. So, we actually got a lot of Doors experts here in chat. Andy, I'm trying to remember actually when where he finished. I think he finished very high. Maybe top 4? Top 8? I don't remember. In like the regular Doors, season with Telethar. I mean, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I got scared of where the red Zaz.
Better than what I know how to play these.
And sometimes, especially with all of the different settings, I mean, big kudos to all the developers who have worked a lot, basically on like the Doors branch. They have put in so many different features and settings. You can pretty much randomize, like, anything you can think of, anything you can't think of, it can be randomized. And if you're not maybe familiar with some of the stuff, it can certainly throw you for a loop. I believe in the inaugural race between Matt 79 and Wall Kicks had their one of their first doors, and that was the record-setting race of all Mystery PogChamp seasons at 5 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah, we do have to vodcast that at some point because that is one for the ages.
Yeah, literally. Like, I think it was. I want to say it was season 2. Nice bomb, spooky, whatever. On Andy's side, this is why bombs are sometimes defective. But yeah, I think the original record was set in like season 2 or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe season 3.
It was
5
season
hours,
2.
Like 5 hours and 20 some minutes. Oh yeah.
A hot mess. But we do have. It does look like we have map compass shuffle, so it's MC shuffle.
Okay.
Not key pot.
Oh,
enemy drop shuffle, according to Andy.
Enemy
he's mad.
drop shuffle. Okay, does that mean enemy drop shuffle is just the key rat and like the enemy, like the baries, right? So it's not
it's not true horror.
Squares. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So these guys don't have to be scared quite yet. I mean, it is Friday night. I did hear, but it's not the 13th, so we should be okay.
I have faith. We did get starting boots, like actual boots.
That's true. Okay, there's a cape on Cold Stair. That's a great location for the cape, by the way. Normally you would want the cape for Cold Stair. Guess we don't have that luxury today. We also, by the way, don't know the setting, so we may not ever see Cold Stair. I'm wondering actually if
I'm trying to figure out what sprite Andy's using here. I know. Ooh, nice hook shot.
Oh, okay.
I do know he likes to use different sprites for mystery, kind of randomizes that as they happen.
Yeah, so do you think in this case it's he could have just rolled a random sprite?
Oh, he definitely does random sprite. It's just a matter of which one do you get. Bow in Spike Cave.
These are some actually pretty good hints. I think we also got one. There was like nothing at Red Rupee or something in Mimic Cave, so that's actually really good. I mean, if we ever see there, you don't have to go in. I think I'll tell them to check the hint in Swamp. I didn't actually quite catch what that is. A sword, by the way, on Race Game. And
we can get it too with it not being door shuffle or entrance shuffle rather. So this is good.
So blessed to have an early sword. Don't have to muddle our way through 50 whatever minutes, an hour plus of swordless. Also, that means it's not swordless. I'm sorry, Dante. I know that maybe you were looking forward to some swordless shenanigans,
it's okay.
But
okay.
Thieves is a foolish choice, is what it says.
Okay.
So
very interesting.
Time to avoid Thieves Town forever and ever and ever, as we crack open cold ones in honor of this race.
That's right. I mean, nobody wants to go to Thieves Town. You gotta find the attic. You gotta bomb the thing, and it's a lot that you probably don't want to do. So I did see that there were more than 2 eyes on this Moldorm, Dante. Do you think this might be boss shuffle?
There's some form of boss shuffle going on, some form of enemizer. Obviously, the overworld enemies and dungeon enemies are vanilla, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Telethar looks like he's checking shop, so good on him to try and see if this is going to be shop sanity. Doesn't look like it so far. We also don't really well, I guess we have a lot of money. Never mind.
Yeah, we do. I like Telethar's idea here. A mirror can...
Paradox, dude. These hints are going
crazy. The hints are, stacked.
Yeah, but... I mean, they basically just tell you in this case what to actually go, just go to Paradox and go find your... Which means we have the hook shot, right? So we just need to way up the mountain, I think.
Interesting.
Well, honestly, to finish my thought, I like what Telethar's doing here, because he's able, there's a bunch of items here in Cat. He could just go check them all now. With no entrance shuffle, you don't really have to prioritize dungeons like you normally would. I did just see a green 20. So there's a chance we're in some kind of hard or expert pool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's certainly very comforting. At least we have one sword at the beginning, at least on Telethar side. So I presume Andy's going to get it, relatively soon because it's just on Maze Race. But yeah, that green 20 probably indicates that there are going to be other things that are removed or replaced from the item pool. And Yeah, we're just gonna hope in this case that it is nothing too terrifying. Although I don't think damage shuffle is on right now. So you know, at least like these guys are pretty well weathered to kind of take on stuff like this.
Okay, maps are also vanilla.
Maps
Okay,
are
that's here. I have to go left here.
vanilla, he said, in the dungeon. So
Okay, so it's just compass shuffle and big key shuffle. Is that right? This is what I've seen so far.
I thought we got
Okay.
a big
So
key
that's
in the
2
dungeon.
checks. So
There's no
okay,
big
no
key
big
shuffle.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
wait, that's not 2 checks. That's 1 check.
So maybe just map shuffle, or we got lucky. I didn't see if he got a text
Down
box.
This way, it could be down. What the fuck?
Yeah, same. All I remember was I saw an errant or a wild ice palace compass, so I definitely knew that those were shuffled,
Could be
but I don't
down
think I
in
saw
the-
anything else.
Yeah, it's definitely just compass. I think I remember seeing a C when Telethar started at
Oh,
Saint.
right, that's right. Actually, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
That's-
chat
that's a good
confirming
point.
it.
Just
We
yet.
appreciate you guys like helping us
yeah.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what's harder to try and like do co-op
Oh,
with 4
man.
trackers or
How come
only 2 people, but with these kinds of settings.
Yeah.
Can you find
So
anything,
like Andy right now, why are we, oh, he's going for the hint. Andy right now in a good spot with that hook shot. It knows about okay, so
Useful
3
item.
useful items. I don't know what that
okay,
means.
Right. What is the difference between useful and vital?
personally have
If someone
never
also in
gotten
chat
a
helps us
useful
out here. By the way, it is illegal for all of the players to read the settings or anything about this. So you guys, chat, can help us out, but these guys aren't supposed to know anything. So
I don't have a
Mhm.
part of the rules. If you have a problem with it, take it up with an admin.
Not any of the admins. Just
Oh, that's true.
only
That's
a
true.
couple.
All right. Well, this is Telethar's hook shot, which is good. He's also
Okay, we
checking
made it
all
to
the
old
hints
man
as well.
automatic.
So presumably he's also gonna
Mhm.
stumble upon the same ones. But yeah, Andy, as you mentioned, he just has to get through this the star connector. I think it's old man. Not sure what he died to, but he only on half a heart. He also does not have the sword that Telethar does. Neither or the 2 heart containers that Telethar has
Yes.
from Kakariko.
Mhm.
Very, very nice safeties to pick up. Oh, he fell into a pit. Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, falling in a pit always going to be a problem. But there is the foolish hint for Telethar as far as Thieves Town goes.
Mm-hmm.
Old man going to have $300 cash on him. Andy going to take that and say, thank you very much. And off to, I'm assuming, Paradox here, just given what we know.
Yeah, nice Waffle House on
guess I
Andy's
didn't know
side.
that it was
I mean,
not
yes, you don't need a sword, but it just seems more impressive that Andy is still swordless right now. And 3 hearts, kind of compared to Telethar, who actually has the ability to kill Moldorm.
Yeah, it goes to show, like, at least early game, if it's not entrance and you can guarantee some items,
But now we
like,
it's not.
in some easy overworld spots, then maybe you go do it. We'll see what Telethar gets here. Just 3 bombs, but 8 out of 12 items in Hera
Not
for him.
shops either.
No shop sanity, Andy is stating. So we
Yeah,
will see. Mira coming up here, I'm assuming based on a hint. There it is.
There's my key.
Easy first chest.
So only compasses are wild.
Okay. So, I mean, if that's the case, since this is not inverted, it looks like, just maybe, just standard, regular world, we do have to, try to find our way into the Dark World to see what our goals are.
Andy getting a different sword too, so that's
Ooh,
2
okay.
available to these
After that
guys.
Hera and
I mean,
kill
I don't want to speculate too much as we see Quake pulled and a glove, but
Oh, and a glove, jeez.
we get Dark World access. Like, there's a chance we're pretty low. Like, I don't know what the crystal counts can be, because as a player, I didn't read the weights.
That gets me easy access to
But
the skin,
that we
which is
could have a
really
low
nice.
crystal count, and Ganon could be pretty fast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so we certainly seen our fair share. Thank you, Andy and Twitch chat. Of like AD completionist, whatever. Pottery, what, and then we've also seen our share of like 1 crystal like fast scan or something, right? And then you just spent the bulk of your time either finding like a fire source or a sword. And we already kind of see on Telethar side, with that sword, he already has claimed 1 crystal. That being said, it also could be a pet goal. So, I mean, kind of depend on what we end up finding. Pretty exciting.
Very true. Looks like it
Oh,
is
hello.
boss shuffle. Hallelujah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm sure what Telethar was going through his head when he saw Helma there, and he's like, yes, hallelujah, I'm so glad, and he just, noped right out of that place.
Makes me excited. We gotta have some form of
It's true.
chaos. Without chaos in this, it's just kind of boring. It's like bingo.
I will say, for two people like Andy and Telethar, like if we actually get very, I would say, like tame weights, it's kind of a waste, on these guys, right? I mean, these guys are ready for like anything, especially Andy, who actually made these weights, right? And Telethar, he'll play, whatever. And so, you don't want these guys to, and the only thing we've kind of seen so far is just compass shuffle, right? It's like, so, really got to see in this case, a little bit more of a challenge, for these guys.
I mean, the challenge here is just being able to, adapt on the fly.
Oh, for sure.
To, how often, in the year of our Lord 2024, do you play doors without entrance shuffle? It's not often. I don't think anyone queues that up, especially with enemy drop only on. But,
That's true.
this is what we're doing now. Here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I think maybe it was back in like season 2 or something. Like they were, considered, season 2 was considered like, those weights were pretty hefty. A lot of endurance, had to be had and developed in order to kind of complete a speed. And now it's like, I didn't even think there were that many knobs to turn, and yet, like, here we are.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of here we are, so what do you rate Telethar's success rate to be? This is actually pretty good start so far.
I'm not worried about him getting the mask off. I'm worried about this. He's got to get 8 spins. How Omega Gamer are we?
I'm scared. Oh no.
Okay, small magic is the stun drop.
So Helma appearing in the Molten 2 arena, it's certainly not something uncommon per se in like Atomizer, when you have boss shuffle. That being said, it has claimed many a runner. It does not discriminate against anybody, whatever reputation precedes you.
Very true. Book and Ice Rod Cave. So Andy picked up another sword, I'm assuming from Mini Moldorm. So one thing for us to keep an eye on when he decides to go to Kakariko, will race game be a sword or will it be a green 20? That will be our telltale to let us know, is it hard? Is it expert? Because in expert, we can't go above master sword, which makes this much more unbearable.
Much more entertaining, right? For us. Forget Andy and they've, I think I saw like Telethar in his co-op race get like Tempered Sword or something in like, I don't know, like 5 minutes, okay? Like, he could use some challenge, all right?
Okay.
He could use it. I think he's up for it because he's a gamer, so.
Exactly. By the way, that's right. Andy also picked up the Quick Medallion, which is great. Medallions, any type of Atomizer, maybe not necessarily not like Overworld Shuffle, but you never know in this case when a Medallion can still come in pretty clutch for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, because you could make use of it, especially with a sword. Zora or Andy, just 10 arrows, so the whole area is trash. Speaking of arrows, up on the floating island.
Okay,
island in the sky, depending on how you like to word it.
Yeah, that's true.
Shuffle, that means I have my info already, right?
Yeah. Speaking of though, we don't really have any type of vehicle to actually use those arrows that we keep seeing. Hopefully, we're gonna find a bow. We could, in fact, finish bowless. Speaking of more arrows in Spiral Cave, depending on this case again, what your goals are.
Alright, so here is the good crystal. That's fine.
Okay. It looks like Andy did a quick map check. Yeah, I saw only red crystal and Hera. Everything else is normal, I think.
All right, moment of truth here, chat.
Is
Hard
it
or
expert? Is it hard?
It's hard.
Aww,
Okay, so
look,
hard item.
bless
We end up
Friday
getting this. I think
night
that would be a
mystery
green
PogChamp. If nothing
is-
else, these guys
it was
get
expert
Tempered Sword for their evening of potentially more pain.
Yeah. I mean, I like hard, because it's bearable, There's a lot of good things in hard
that's
pool.
true.
There's a lot of bad things in expert pool.
Yeah, okay, again, I don't know the weights. I don't think expert
I guess the green
functionality
20
is a
could have been
thing.
actual
I don't think it's been a
bullets.
thing for a while, right? Maybe?
That's true. Like, I think all of us in this tourney over the years have kind of agreed at this point Functionality is a terrible option, and
I am in full agreement.
just no.
That was probably, yeah. I mean, I think it's maybe great if you want to try it out for like novelty. On paper it might be one of those things that it's worth doing. Yeah, I think on a regular basis it's very not appealing.
Yeah, when your magic meter just like vanishes in the blink of an eye, it's pretty awful.
Some bug with the preset, I'm pretty sure.
I guess that's true. We are being told, chat, it could be, just the boots replacement, but we'll figure it out. I'll change. Don't worry. I'll change the chat pin if we see otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, part of the fun of mystery, is to be able to try and figure these, settings along the way. And if you was that the same 20?
I think that's a second one. So like that's why I feel like it's hard. Because that's the one we saw Telethar get, and then Andy got one. So okay, I third race of the day for me. I'm kind of like, all right, well maybe I did see it wrong.
So
do you remember when you said in game 2 that Seed Bleed is real after like an immediate doubleheader?
Yeah. I
like Telthar's rupee count, by the way. Before he ruins it and gives 500 to Zora.
Yeah, some say that's a lucky number.
It is, yeah.
And it's clearly not enemy shuffle. Maybe they do more damage than normal.
Clearly not enemy shuffle.
Clearly.
Boy, do we have a Moldrum 2 arena for you, Andy. Although, to be fair, when Andy gets there and finds Helmasaur there, he will be on Tempered Sword, as opposed to Telethar's Fighter Sword. I'm not actually sure how much easier it will be, but it is going to be easier.
Yeah, for sure. Telethar doing the damn here. I'm kind of expecting him to take this info with the book over to maybe Desert. This actually would be good for him. Gets him into another dungeon, possibly completable, because we don't know what the door shuffle's gonna do. But we shall see. He is gonna grab these bombs, and he is going left. So Agina into Desert incoming.
Yeah. It certainly looks like a very solid plan, and given that it's not entrance, just like the dungeons themselves are shuffled, we're gonna probably need some, other traditional Dark World access items. We found a glove in Paradox. That's kind of it. No pearl, no hammer, no mitts. We kind of need, something else. It has to be somewhere.
I need a moon pearl. I need it. I need a hammer. Maybe some mitts. You never know. I just need something.
Would you say that you might need the Titan's mitts, Dante?
I need the Titan's mitts. I do. A symbol. But no, to answer checks in chat, we don't know what Andy's sprite is. I mean, I'm sure there's a web page on the website that shows a list of all the sprites, and if someone has time to comb through them to find it, let us know. But we don't.
Yeah, that's definitely, and I think right now, I mean, all the sprite artists get so much credit. Oh, you know what? Hey, Dante, did you say something about a Moon Pearl and Bomb Crocs?
I need it. I'm kind of surprised Telethar didn't get that. Did he save and quit out of
that random ice palace?
Did he save and quit out of? Wow. Okay.
Just casual 23-minute Bomb Crocs, starting boots, Pearl, non-entrance. It's all good.
We're already 23 minutes in. It feels like this race just started.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, right? Yeah.
That kind of shows how quickly you could accidentally have a 5-hour seed, but luckily not the case here. I hope.
Yes, I mean, we can knock on whatever wood or wood-like substance. Okay, there's a fire rod in the back of Escape. That's really nice. But I mean, given I think that we only have Compass Shuffle and Boss Shuffle, maybe not too much else. I really can't see this being, especially for Telethar and Andy, like being, like a 5-hour ordeal type of thing.
Yeah, ordeal, that's totally different.
True.
So Andy deciding to bail out of here. Gonna go back south, but I maybe gonna bomb jump across here.
So let's do this.
We gonna hover if these Freezors want to stay in their place. All right, so our sprite today apparently is Remus R. Black. I don't know who that is.
I have no idea.
Or where
We're
it's
in the
from.
same boat.
Fantastic sprite. We'll say Fantastic Sprite and
I should have stunned that thing.
see how it goes.
All right, looks like this is gonna be Fire Rod for Telethar.
Key pots.
I mean, for what it's worth, like offense-wise, right? I think it's actually pretty comfy, right? Under 25 minutes, we got Fire Rod, we got Tempered Sword, we got boots, we got actually a good number of heart containers, and we got some really nice other things, right? Hook shot, mirror. I mean, can't really complain too much. I think about some of the stuff.
Yeah, things are kind of comfy. So chat saying this is basically a nice old Harry Potter sprite, so now the mystery is solved. Andy doing a think here. Telethar also doing a think, deciding to bail out.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, only one more item. Looks like in Hyrule Castle as well. We have all the keys. So I guess are we just? So, yeah. This is where accurate and diligent bookkeeping will really, come in handy. So as long as you, and again, these guys are pretty experienced. But of course, it only ever just takes one item. One connector, one branch, to kind of just mess everything up. But I've got confidence in both Andy and Telethar to be able to navigate their way out of this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy gonna go out the door. I forget where this is going to pop us out. Ooh, top of the castle.
Ooh, okay. Well, suddenly we can actually check. Yeah, Aga Tower.
10 items here, or 10 checks rather, in Aga Tower. I mean, it could be 9 keys just to make us annoyed.
That's true. We don't have the compass. Do we need the map? I forgot which thing you need. Maybe the compass to tell you like the key counter.
I want to say it's the map. The map gives us the key counter.
Okay. And yeah, I believe you're right for that one.
Okay, so that's the logical way to progress right now. So let's go this way.
Andy trying to stay in logic as he kind of talks that out. Not doing Specky Clip there, as that is not expected to be done. But this will get him 2 items, since this is a super tile. He'll be able to go south and then check the diver down room or the flooded chest, but not doing it yet. Just gonna head up these stairs and see what's available. Another hammerlock position.
Swamp Palace room.
Yeah, where is either the hammer or I guess like Mist in order to get us some Dark World access? Maybe we'll end up finding it here in Castle Tower. We also maybe could find flippers and continue. I mean, this could be a potential. This could be our Dark World access as well, just in a very unexpected way, right? In order to beat Aga, and you can land yourself on the Dark World Pyramid. I see we have a flashing red square, or sorry, a solid red square, I guess.
Yeah, we are needing a big key as well for Aga Tower.
Just pretend that this is the entrance, and this led to the boss.
All right, well, the mystery has been reopened in chat regarding this sprite, as apparently that character name is not a real Harry Potter character. So
okay, sounds good.
It is now, we're lost. We're lost.
This just goes to show you how many Harry Potter books I have read.
Yeah, a hot
very,
0.
Very yep.
For me.
Not shuffled. So the rock in Ice Palace Atrium is
okay. So actually, it looks like Andy here in the original Skullwoods Bridge chest has found the Aga Tower Big Key. So we can actually now go beat the boss. I mean, I assume you're just gonna go beat it.
I would beat. I mean, I'd do it. Like, this gets you your goal information. Like, if it's all dungeons, you got to do it anyway. If you could get more items while here, as we see just the map, so 3 keys total, I'd say go for it. But this opens up a lot. We have a glove. We could do West Dark World. It gives you the full loop. You got to think, though, is it worth it, though? Is there more in the Light World you want to check?
Looks like Telethar. It's just kind of following him here in Andy's steps. We took a little bit more of a detour. And Andy, using his Potto Lotto knowledge, does know that there are 3 pots underneath the map chest awning in Eastern Palace, or in this case, Castle Tower. And so, I think a very, very prudent heal for anything that might come, before basically beat the boss.
Andy gonna spend a key here. Telethar also spinning a key, going the quote-unquote logical way, as Andy called it. But we are in a dark room now. So, ooh, where's Frederick? Burn him. Burn him to the ground.
Where is Frederick, actually? Is he supposed to be here?
I mean, he dropped. I think he dropped that blue rupee.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because his enemy dropped. That's right. That's right.
God,
All right, so Telethar actually going to go south here. He is going to be able to check these two items, which are going to be the last two Andy has for this dungeon. So it is just a small key and a piece of heart. So Andy probably going to check those and then maybe go kill the boss.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, again, like you said, you know, we're here, right? Maybe not necessarily the most convenient to kind of get back to Castle Tower. And we're also going to specky clip over. All good. Definitely a sequence break here.
I'm a little.
Wow. Sorry. Well, yes. Okay. Nice dead end.
Okay, so everything left is hammer locked.
Okay, so I guess he did check those chats saying that, and Andy's saying everything left is hammerlock. So I guess he's gonna go kill Aga, and then we're gonna get our goal information here with both players here very soon. Okay, nope, there it is. Okay, I was about to say he's going to open them, but already did it.
Yeah, looks like it was compass and piece of heart, right? So yeah, okay, right. I think I just remembered the solid red square, but yes, we definitely had to kind of go past it. Okay, well, all right. So if nothing else, this is going to be our Dark World access, and it's going to be our goal knowledge. Luckily, both Andy and Andy has found the pearl, so he can continue in Dark Worlds. Telethar, on the other hand, hasn't been to Bog Crocs yet, so he at least can check the goal, but he's gonna have to go and find that pearl before we can keep going.
The thing to consider, if this is one fast, like Telethar is in a really good spot. If it's, you know, Andy's not, he's gonna have to go beat a dungeon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He knows where a boss is, though.
Yeah. So how much hopium or copium is it? We're thinking about, you know, like one fast, two fast, and then are we just gonna, like, you know, come up with a goal and just be like, oh, okay, it's AD.
Yeah, you never know. I'm not gonna bank on a low goal. I'm not gonna bank on that at all. I'm probably expecting somewhere in the range of 4 to 7 crystals, maybe even ped. So we'll see.
It's true. Pet certainly could be a goal. You know, and for what it's worth, I do believe that Andy and Telethar, I think, you know, again, like I think really like the crazy settings. That being said, this is Andy's third game. This is Telethar's second game. Plus, I think he was doing pilot spoil earlier today too. So
not fast, and it's 2 defeats.
2 defeats. All right, that is suddenly that has a lot of potential to be. This is good. This is going to be potentially fast seed here. But it's defeat and its entrance, so we have to get up to Ganon's tower, correct?
We do, so we don't know the entry requirement for that, and honestly, that could be 7.
So that could be like, yeah, I was gonna say that could be like 7 or 6 or something much higher than 2.
Yeah, we're gonna need mitts to get us access to even check what GT is.
That I need mitts when I have the boots specifically.
Any predictions, chat? How many crystals do you think we need to enter GT? I mean, we're pretty far from that right now.
Do we want a Gamba? Do we want a Gamba?
I mean, we can. Just it might be a while before we end up finding, you know, because as you mentioned, right, so we definitely need mitts.
Getting mitts and immediately going up the mountain to see what GT entrance is.
Andy could not have said it better.
I mean, ideally I get some crystals before doing that, so I don't have to necessarily double dip, but with Hera being there, it's. But
at least, you know, until then, well, the first step or the 0th step has to be we have to go get the mitts. So Andy is certainly doing his due diligence, just like a regular Agaseed. We are going to do all of North Dark World, probably into, well, actually maybe just Skull Woods, because we got the hint, right? That says Thieves Town is foolish. But I guess maybe depending on what Thieves Town is, like a crystal or a pendant. I don't know. Like, dancing, like, you know, it's too fast. So would you like just go beat Thieves Town if you can?
I think you try and beat Thieves Town. Prediction ready in the chat here. How many crystals enter GT? You got a couple options, more than just 2.
Huh? All right.
what did that say? The lamp could be found on. I missed the rest of the text. 'Cause Andy
It
reads
said
too
Castle
fast.
Tower.
The one thing
Wait,
left
what?
in Castle Tower.
Amazing.
What? That's hilarious.
Okay, I need a good crystal.
By the way, Hawk, thank you so much for the 8
ice,
months.
and
Appreciate
then
you.
deep
Thank you for the
skull
resub.
rock. The fuck? Okay. Ah. Dude, I don't want to go into
Telethar
any
is just
of
finishing
these
up his
dungeons.
Akut fight.
This
You
was a
know, not really
mistake.
much you can kind of,
Bring me back to
do.
pod.
I know that MG runners have said that you can try and maybe, knock him more towards the center, et cetera. But, it's going to be pretty
Thievestown, I really don't wanna
negligible,
go
probably,
into
all
'cause I
things
know it's
considered. But, as we said, main difference is that Andy has the Pearl from Bonk Rocks, which Telethar does not. So he's going to be able to see the goal and then maybe pick up the
Then he's
300,
outta
and then
here.
he's going to, he might be gone.
I mean, to be sure, he will bonk rocks here very soon.
Oh, yeah. Telethar is definitely kind of running out of locations in Light World. I mean, part of the good news is that if you last locate something in Light World, there are very few locations you can kind of go check, kind of after that. So.
Poor Andy trying to beat this pendant,
All right, I
and
have
the
to
game
fall
says
down
no.
to do anything
No,
else in there,
no.
So
All right, so Telethar
Alright.
going to Eastern. This is new and exciting info. Saha not done by either runner until now. Eastern also not checked. So I mean, like, honestly, Hammer could just be here.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Or Myths, for that matter, right? Yeah, and you're absolutely correct. I completely forgot that this side of the world actually exists.
okay.
Another green
Okay,
20.
another-
Oh my
Oh
god.
gosh.
Dude, Andy's never getting that. Like,
God.
anytime
How
soon.
how bad do you feel then?
Goodbye,
mean-
Thievestown.
Andy don't feel bad.
Foolish pendant.
But he don't
dungeon.
know.
So
Telthar's
far,
feeling
yeah, so
real
far.
good. Just a reminder, this is the loser's bracket. So, loser of this is
That feels so
out.
weird, just not even touching Thievestown.
Yeah, right, that's right. So yeah, the this side of the bracket is actually kind of scary. So so yes, Andy and Telethar surprisingly are both in losers bracket. Of all things, I believe the winner of this match is going to play either the winner of Solsky and mystery opponent. One of the mystery opponents could be Dante himself, the other Pug. We could get a Pug v Pug reunion at some point soon, maybe. We'll see.
Could be Jim, could be PH. We gotta. It all
Yep,
hinges on
true.
when me and PH will play.
That's true. But I mean, the fact that this is a losers bracket is like kind of nuts to me.
God.
Okay, so there's the mitts.
Oh,
Andy's
all right.
Andy's pogging and Poogin all at the same time. Like, he's freaking out and he's excited.
I mean, Andy thinks that he, I mean, again, from his perspective, the fact that he has no idea where the hammer is. I mean, I think he thinks he's done a lot of good things, which he has. I think Aga certainly has been a very reasonable decision. But yeah, I mean,
Ooh, Telethar taking a hit here. Nice flute for
Uh-oh.
Andy. But Telethar in Oko. Oh no, Oko, dude, no.
oh no. Yeah, that was
All
a
right,
very
so-
very unfortunate icicle that just spawned
save
or
and
dispersed in the
quit.
wrong way.
All right, so he could continue here if he
After
does
Hive Cave.
go a different way or finds a full magic refill.
Yeah, I think the main thing that we're worried about right now is magic. Oh, but this is the large variety pack, so I think we can potentially wrap it around to get the full magic.
Yeah,
I could go
you
into
definitely can. It's just a
Swamp
matter of finding another enemy within that price pack. This is going to be 4 guaranteed items
So
here.
it's kind of a pain. for me to
Yeah,
get back here.
and
It's not
being
a
that there are only
great
6
thing,
total, looks like it's actually a pretty good bet.
But like
Andy talking about not having hammer.
Right.
But we know he's not getting it here,
I
but
can
what
go
will
into
he
Eastern
find in
Desert,
Hype
I can
Cave?
Beat Hera. I can go into Pod. I can go into every dungeon except for maybe Mire, actually.
Wow, that was so disappointing.
Oh my god, Telethar did not get the full magic.
Oh, no. I guess we're gonna try again. I mean, this looks like it's gonna be the last item. Eastern looks like it's a pretty small dungeon, and he
Should
just needs
definitely
one
check.
big magic drop, right,
Mhm.
to go beat Holster.
What,
Very, I think, reasonable. And,
There it is.
He and he knows that the goal is too fast, so this is just gonna be basically a second crystal.
Dungeon. I may also need like
Tell us what we need,
Ice
Andy.
Rod.
No, we don't want to think about of all things, I don't want to think about another Ice Rod hunt after what Andy and Humbug had to go through earlier in game
Yeah.
2.
An Ice Rod
that
hunt
was
would
a
be
very-
kind of poopy.
yeah.
The boss might just be fall down and go north, which is good.
All right, so another key here. Got 5 keys for this dungeon. Quite the trek. All right, Telethar Cold Stare round 2. Gets the timing a little better. Does set up for the double spin, the poke strat.
Yeah.
I like it. Nicely done.
Nice. It was, yeah. Very well done on Telthar's side.
The flippers.
Wow.
All right, so Telethar going to what seem to be all the right places right now.
Okay, so so in chat, Jerry Draken bringing up a good point. So we got a hint, right, from the saying that the cape is on Cold Stare. That tells me there's another Cold Stare out there. Maybe.
So what that means is it is on the boss of Ice Palace.
Oh.
I do remember this coming up in a previous race, and we kind of deduced that. I'm not sure if I was restreaming that one or if it was just something, or we were all in chat discussing. But basically, that means it is for the boss room. Yeah, Jim confirming that as well in chat.
All right. Okay. I trust the door rando experts. So.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the Dorando expert.
It's okay. We got chat to help us out here too.
Okay. I have a
All right, in before.
Yeah. So yeah, Andy's gonna just chill out in tile room for a bit. We're gonna see in this this nice what the random tile pattern is gonna be. Tyler's gonna chase his flippers, his very hard-earned ones.
where my shadow
Is it just 8?
Sprites that cover the shadow are bad.
Oh, this doesn't look very different.
He's having a hard time here.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, at least we have a sword. Did you know that you can, if you have real boots, you can time your bonk if you didn't have a sword, such that when the tile like hits the pegs, if you time your bonk correctly, you can actually kind of like avoid the damage.
Yes.
That was one of the scariest things I've seen ever in someone trying to do tile room who messed up the boomerang pegs.
Hey, bombos for
Whoa.
Andy. It's kind of nice to have.
For any cold
Might
stare that we find, if we find a
Need
cold
that
stare, I should
for,
say.
okay, he's talking about finding cold stairs. Like, that would have been useful for Telethar earlier. But may
Oh,
need
yeah.
that to enter Mire. Maybe TR if there's a requirement there. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, this is going to be Bonk Rocks here for Telethar, and this is huge because he's going to get his Pearl. He already has Dark World act. Oh, maybe not. He's going somewhere else.
We're gonna check maybe Lumberjack first into Bonk Rocks.
This makes sense. This makes sense. I'm really surprised he hasn't done Bonk Rocks, though.
You still got a couple directions.
Oh, we're just gonna do Lumberjack though. We haven't checked Lumberjack at all. At least until there's that. Andy, I'm pretty sure just actually, he actually did check it.
And one more action.
Just 20 rupees.
Oh, he's saving and quitting! No, dude!
The boss.
Go back, Telethar.
Come on. Man.
Okay, we're starting a sync. Surely this is gonna be our Pearl into Bonk Rocks. This is not sync. Never mind. I was very mistaken.
You were bamboozled.
Confirmed is good.
It's okay. We're gonna get our Pearl eventually, and Telethar already has 2 crystals, so it's not like he's not making progress, right? And he's got flippers out of this, so it's just that, we really need him to make more progress in Dark Worlds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, is Andy out of small keys?
Swamp is
Oh, no.
locked.
He knew it was
He doesn't
flippers.
get
Okay, so he was out of there.
Swamp is probably flipper locked, I should say. There's one other direction for me to go, but I don't really care about that.
Hey,
right now.
look, it's Bombo's tablet. You think there's an ice rod on this thing?
If there's an ice rod here, I'm just gonna turn the stream off.
Yeah. We'll just vodcast game 2. Pretty much the same thing.
Shove.
Okay.
So I don't really care.
All right, if that's-
One vertical.
If the
and I was
shovel,
scared.
if the shovel's ice rod, I'm not turning the stream off.
Okay,
That's
all right,
that's
that's
too many
fair.
extra steps.
Yeah, so we definitely saw on Andy's side, both on Andy and Telethar side, we know the goal, have to get to GT. Andy, when was talking about as soon as he finds those myths, he's going to try and, rush GT entry, see in this case what we can do.
All right, we're here.
Telethar, he knows he needs those myths, so, but he also needs the Pearl first.
Andy screwing up here, mirroring when he didn't mean to. Mark that down. If he loses by a few seconds, that could be very costly.
You know, guys, this is Andy's game 3. How many hours of gameplay has he been playing so far? This is
11. 11.
Okay, 1184. Gotcha. I understand. Oh, Telethar is back with a vengeance. Gonna take some revenge
He's here
on Helmasar.
He's over this Helma. He's like, I'm coming for revenge, even if it doesn't mean I need to beat you. And I don't blame him. I think, you know, this is kind of, it'll be on your mind for a while.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, and he's coming back with pretty good equipment, right? Like, you know, tempered hammer.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Very clutch.
Nicely done. Gonna get a chest here. Andy doesn't have this either, so this is gonna be a new check for Telethar.
So aggro, dude.
3 bombs. 1 chest left here in Tower of Hera. How do we know it's Hera? The L3. Light World Dungeon 3, as it's notated at the top left.
Yeah.
Andy getting his first crystal, so that's nice to have.
It is definitely very good progress. You know, and he's also been to Eastern as well, right? So he knows that he can also get another crystal out of this. Telethar already has 2, I believe. Looking to basically finish it up. Okay, that's also fine. Because again, he's still looking for that pearl. He doesn't know where it is. We all know it's at Falkrox. He just needs to, you know, eventually make his way over there.
Yes, absolutely. So big telling moment coming up here. We'll see what Telethar finds as the final item here, but Andy in Dark World on the mountain will be able to do Super Bunny into Hookshot Cave. Maybe checks the TR entry, but more interested in the GT entry. That's what we want to know.
Oh yeah. So actually, if you're Andy, would you just rush GT? Like, would you forget Hookshot Cave, forget everything?
I don't think I rush it since we know it's not not entrance.
Crazy.
I would just say get these, go to Hookshot Cave just in case. Andy could get his hammer in his mind there. Maybe a second bow.
Oh, true.
Ready for the
we know that's not happening, but will it be 7? Will it be 2? Has the prediction closed here?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, you know, a bow actually would be pretty nice. You know, but I think Andy is capable of mimic clipping, if need be. Because we do have to go beat, you know, if you beat GT, we don't necessarily know in this case what rooms there are be. But, you know, I think a bow would still be pretty helpful in many situations.
Yeah, submissions are closed. Looks like most people are all in on that 7 crystals.
All right,
what do we got?
It didn't open.
It's 7!
Oh, 7! Oh.
Buckle up, boys and girls.
That's right. You guys got any more, you know, popcorn, blankets, maybe another cold one. Chill out, relax.
Okay.
So the good news for Telethar that he doesn't know about yet is that once he finishes, every single crystal dungeon he does is going to be progress.
That's true. That is very true. So, I mean, let's think about what we need. Like, we know where Hammer is. We know where the flippers are. We know that a bow is going to be in Spike Cave. So, like, Andy could have... I'm surprised Andy didn't get the bow. Oh, he doesn't have Hammer. Okay. So, I mean, we're close on item go mode. You know, it's not that complicated of a seed. Come on, guys. Just go through the right doors, Forehead.
Yeah, just go to where the items are, Dante. Haven't you learned that in your like many years of rando?
I've never learned a single thing. The only thing I learned is just, you know, maybe don't do the racing council, which no one can anymore, which is great.
I did maybe see another Borkle-esque entry for the Grimace competition coming up.
Yeah, looking forward to Solski's new event here. Solski's Grimace Invitational, not really Invitational, but the Grimace Memorial Tournament version 2. Super Metroid and Zelda 3 Rando. Gonna be a good time. Co-op too.
Yeah, everything. And, co-op is all the rage these days. I almost feel like Mystery PogChamp actually is probably one of the few tournaments that's kind of going on right now that is not co-op. I mean, there was Avian Art that was kind of going on earlier this year. Doors is going on, but I mean, like, it's co-op tournament. Co-op cross keys was also pretty prevalent. I mean, co-op is everything these days.
It's that new hotness. We're gonna burn out of it so fast.
Also looking for Ice Rod, most likely.
Also looking for potentially Ice Rod. Yeah, so Andy's the one. He is the one who actually has GT entry knowledge. For those of you who decided to hope for the longest extension of the Seeds experience, congratulations. Not only do you get all of Dante's like channel points, we also get the maximum number of crystals in this particular case.
It's true. It's very true. All right, so we are in Mire. 8 items to be had.
We're so close to Bonkrox on Telethar side.
Oh
like,
my
so close.
god.
It's okay. We're just getting, we're just gonna be very thorough, clear out everything. The good news for Telethar is once we eventually get to the Pearl, I don't know if you have a single Light World location left. So that means he can just focus all his time on Dark World.
It's true. Is he going up the mountain here? Oh no, he's going up. We're going back to Castle Tower. He's got the flippers, so and the hammer. So there's a couple of things. There's a couple things here he could do.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I totally forgot about this. Right. So there's gonna be 2 more items here, and it looks like 1 more key. So 1 more item for sure. And we're gonna go chase it.
Well, 3 items found for Andy inside of Misery Mire. Oh, we found the second bow.
Nice. We know it's saying. Oh, thanks, Fred. That's right.
That's true.
Right. I remember the hint now. That I think at least Andy read because it was from the Dark World hint sanctuary,
yes.
Dark Sanctuary dude.
We know this. I don't think obviously Telethar does not, but
Telethar's gonna find out real soon.
Yeah, he's about to mess around and find out right here. All right, Andy going deeper. Does find another room here. Gonna get a key. Gonna also get a map. We don't want those. Those are kind of useless.
Okay, so this is
yeah. At this point, we kind of already know most things. And actually, from the looks of it so far, I mean, still we haven't seen the rest of the dungeons, but so far, I think Cairo Castle is probably the biggest one with like 17 people, but like Eastern, Mire, Aga Tower, like I mean, these are pretty small dungeons. So even if we kind of like try to get stuck on that, I don't really think we're going to spend too much time on a lot of these dungeons.
Yeah, I don't think we will either. It just depends on how convoluted some of them can be.
Right. Yeah.
All right. There's the lamp chest, and Telethar is out.
We found all of.
And now he's like, well, now what do I do?
So we know that this stuff is.
He's gonna remember here in just a moment.
I
know it in my heart.
Yes. I have confidence that we will eventually make our way over to Bonkrox.
Desert Compass is fine.
Compass is actually kind of valuable with given the fact that we do have boss shuffle. So
yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, that's also very true.
Things to keep in mind. Andy going north here, gonna get us to Pod Bridge.
So desert lobby.
I mean, the good news is, Clear Mouse, we've seen a race where a runner against Andy, no less, has fully last located the Moon Pearl in the Light World.
That is very true.
And absolutely clapped on Andy. So it's very possible we see that again today.
As Andy says, forget Samaria. We don't need. Oh my god, Dante, are you seeing? Oh my god.
I am beside myself.
That was so impressive. And I don't know. I don't know if you would actually beat that skull, despite how slow it looks like it moves. Just like a ghost, like in Mario, it does chase you.
That it do.
Alarming speeds.
All All right, Andy back into the desert hub. Gonna head back south. Let's see where this pops him out. I don't think we've seen this yet. It is a dark room. This is a terrible spot to be in. He's in the middle of pod basement. So he's gonna mirror out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like Andy and Telethar, I'm sure I've seen every single room in the light, in the dark, like backwards and forwards and whatever, but it can sometimes be very difficult to orient yourself, especially if, yeah, again, you know, you don't have the lamp, you don't really sure what's going on.
Right.
And it's probably just better for Andy to go work on something else.
Big dungeon rooms.
Kind of makes me wonder where Samari is. If that's the
Yeah,
case.
I'm
Is it just,
very
like, in this
curious.
dungeon somewhere. That would have actually been kind of funny because, like, you know, let's suppose in this case Andy actually got the hover, right? Worked all the way over there, you know, for something, and then he just like ended up taking an early exit somewhere, and then just finds Samaria, like, you know, in the second chest that he finds or something.
I don't know if this works with the blue ring.
Andy gonna try and
Does this actually work?
I don't know. Let's find out together. I don't think it's far enough. I don't think he could get enough distance on it.
Yeah, and he has 2 blocks to get through, you know, like not just one.
Oh my god, is this gonna work?
Wait.
Are you kidding me?
History is being made.
Bro!
Here. Oh my god, dude! Andy,
What a really good
I have no words for Andy and his abilities. He has really rocked the seat so far. You know, obviously he's gotten quite a lot of progression, made us win Dark World, but like his performance so far, he covered pretty much halfway through the conveyor belt room and, you know, in the original Turtle Rock, and he literally just sequence broke out that.
Where is the rando police to fix this problem? I need to know.
Where's the Tark admin when you need one? Where's Dante, revive the racing council, please.
No, I'm not. Never again. Oh, and we're getting into a room where this bow he found is being useful? Okay, sure.
Amazing, amazing. I love how these movies are done backwards.
It's so confusing.
Yeah. All right, Telethar. Man, I don't even know where he's supposed to go in Hyrule Castle at this point. In order to go find the last thing.
He needs to go to Bonkrox.
Yeah, we're so close. As soon as he finds this last thing, I'm sure Bonkrox will be his, you know, next location, because I'm really not sure at this point what else he has. Okay, right. So I would like to think that maybe he doesn't manually track entrances. I didn't think. But I also guess I don't know.
So I'm looking at Telethar's stream right now, and he has an entrance tracker up, and Bonkrox is not checked off on it. But I think because of the entrance tracker, potentially he is not like auto tracking item like locations, you know, the green squares. So maybe that could be an issue. Unsure. A lot of assumptions on my part there.
Yeah. Telethar also one of the, I think, primary devs of another tracker like Entrando. I think it's also has some, you know, some popularity. And yeah, I think he spent a lot of time on it too, in order to try and make it like very user friendly.
Yeah, I know Sushi had put a lot of work in that initially with, you know, for Andy as like a project, and then Telethar kind of, I think between him and Muffins adding some auto tracking, and Telethar actually kind of updating it with more icons to make it a little more friendly, as you said.
I did hear that he, for some of the icons that he had to like kind of come up with, right, that didn't already exist. I think Checkerboard Cave or something like that. He had to go into Paint to draw it.
Wow.
As he was like stealing a sprite somewhere.
Yeah. All right, let's see what Telethar does.
Oh, the other thing's right here.
Yeah. Okay, so we found a heart container. I think that's the last item.
So is
We're
that
so
Oh.
okay, we have apparently one more item here in Hera.
Okay.
Surely after this, we're gonna go to Bonkrox.
Surely.
I have a good feeling about this.
What's so funny is that like Andy is not really gaining any progress on it. Like the only thing I guess I kind of understated that. Like Andy is getting to map out some of these dungeons, so that can be beneficial here.
Going this way.
All right, just a quick save and quit from Telethar. Maybe he has realized where he needs to go.
this is not Bonkrog's. I can guarantee you that if we're gonna go to Bonkrog's, it is not gonna be here.
Well,
The pot small.
I could believe. Maybe are we going back to? I think we're going.
Okay.
We're swimming. This
Yep,
this might be Bonkrog's. Like this is probably the fastest way, given that the Sank exit. Yeah, that's exactly where he's headed. I think.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's see. Is Telethar's mic on? Let's find out.
The door is not the.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
It is in fact on. Okay,
I'm ready for
rolling.
this.
Not having to go to the correct entrances. This is such.
This
a
is it.
disaster.
All right, let's see what he says.
Oh baby, we're lost.
Poor Telethar.
Okay, okay. The good news is that it's still under the 1 hour mark. So, he had one item in what was it? Desert left, I think, for this. It's okay though. I mean, okay, like everything's still fine. Again, you mentioned before, right? Yes, we did last locate the Moon Pearl on Telethar side. Not a guarantee for Andy, because still a lot of Dark World locations left to go. And
Right.
I should see in this case that Andy has actually spent quite a amount of time here in this dungeon. And Telethar, I mean, true to his name, like he has 3 crystals right now at this point.
Yeah, he's doing well. Two.
Oh, right.
But he's doing very well. Like they're both sitting at a hot 2. He does not know what the GT entry is. He does know it is required. Does he have a Skullwood small key? He does not. So this is a pendant. We'll see what he decides.
Well, actually, did we get a check on what Thieves Town is? Is Thieves Town also a pendant?
Thieves Town's a pendant, and it's also a foolish choice, is what the hints told us. So I doubt we see either of them go there.
Yeah, I was even thinking that too. Like, so in this case, we know Thieves Town. Both of them got the hint that Thieves Town is foolish. We know it's going to be a crystal goal, so we do not have to go to Thieves Town whatsoever today.
All right, Telethar. All right, we got to go back to his audio. He's about to find out the bad news. All right, no real. See, this is why like Telethar is a very composed runner. Not a whole lot of reaction out of him when it's kind of like, oh, okay, what was I expecting, right? As far as trying to get into that dungeon or beat it rather, with enemy drop shelf along. All right, Andy headed to Pod. This will be his hammer if he remembers that he has a mirror. And he'll be able to beat Eastern while he's there, kind of in the same, path Telethar did. Should have an easier time with Bombos and some extra help. Oh, Andy's forgetting Saha, dude!
See, did somebody say that last
Doors
looking
is hard
against Andy is good luck? I mean,
The
that would
plot
have been
armor.
a fine opportune time to go check the hammer, as you said. And well, we know that at least Eastern doesn't need the hammer.
That's a big boy Dunny.
I think.
So here's the interesting thing. I don't know if did Telethar get the hint about Thieves Town's a foolish choice? Because here he is.
I thought the hint was in Terra, which he did read, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hello, Blind. Speaking of Thieves Town.
Ice Blind. You'd love to see it. I mean, this is time for Andy, since we, know that hint. So, I mean, I was kind of hoping Telethar would skip this too. He was right on the path to mitts. Oh, Andy in a rough spot here. Is down to 2 hearts. Oh, dude.
No, Andy.
Oh, no.
That is... Anything on ice, honestly, is an extremely challenging fight. Andy did have the fire shield, for what it's worth, but I mean, it is really, really hard to be able to control this.
Yeah, not the easiest fight. He does get a small magic here. That is our stun
I
prize.
really need sword beams for that. Well, I don't really need sword beams for that. I would like sword beams for that.
You would like them.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Like, okay, I mean, I really did think that both runners got the Thieves Town hint. That is foolish, but I mean, it also could have just maybe slipped Telthar's mind.
Let me kind of phrase this or like put this in perspective for you. Like, we're sitting here, we're watching both of these. We have no quote unquote pressure, we'll call it, for like any tournament race. Ooh, that's a nice cane. But you know, you're processing so much information
For
more
sure.
than you normally do in like a normal rando race where you know the mode going in. So, you know, your brain's kind of working on overload, and it's easy to forget some stuff. Like we saw the forgetfulness of Bonk Rocks for a while, and Andy just ran right past Saha. So we'll see how this all pans out in the end.
Yeah.
But 3 vitals here in pod, Andy getting that hint. So I think we found one of those being King of Samaria, maybe some more incoming.
Right?
All right, 4 out of 11 here for Telethar. If this is a huge dungeon, like this is
Okay.
kind of tragic.
That's what I'm kind of worried about. I mean, like, so like 4 out of 11. I mean, item count wise, isn't probably much big. I mean, it's obviously, you know, small in pod, for example, right? Probably not one of the larger ones, but you know, as you said, like there could also be a lot of twists and turns in this dungeon. You know, we could end up going to a lot of different branches in order to go get the items and the keys. Yeah, and kind of like the longer that Telethar spends here, you know, we know there's nothing, and yeah, it's just gonna be kind of unfortunate for him. But I mean, like at the same time, and you know, the longer that Andy's missing that hammer, the more time the Telethar gets. So
That's true. Right, Telethar going for the Ice Palace bomb hover in reverse. Gets it. Very nice. I was kind of hoping he'd keep failing because we want him to get out of this dungeon.
The Mire area, the Mire hub, the big chest. All
right, so we are getting more magic here from Andy. We are at a boss here for Telethar, so maybe he bails after this. That was a very bright flash, and we are in the Landmo fight.
we have no bow on Telethar's side. I am sorely disappointed. If at least you're gonna go to this this boss and find Lambo, you should at least bring the proper weaponry. By the way, how's Andy's hook speed room doing today?
Not too great. That's 0 for 3.
All right.
0 for 3. Finding an Argus. This is going to be Crystal 3 for Andy. Kind of racking them up here.
Yeah, I think like the only boss that right now we can't beat, you know, surprise, surprise, it looks like it's going to be Trinex. You know, no Ice Rod in sight. But I think we're pretty comfortable with everything else, right?
Yeah, Ice Rod with Trinex would be our biggest concern at this point in time.
All right, score 1 up for Andy. Yeah, as you mentioned, this is crystal number 3 for him, along with Aga Tower. So 4 dungeons completed.
Double can be found on the monolith, so Telethar now having that information. Andy has that shovel, has not. Or he did check that though. I think it's just a compass, so we should be no progression on that.
All right, looks like Telethar is bailing out of Thieves Town, which is good for him. Any additional time he spends on there, we know is not going to be worth his while.
Yeah, very huge moment for him to be getting out of there. Andy doing a lot better job on this fight this time, having those sword
I am
beams.
impressed with his like ice physics control. I mean, the fire shield certainly has helped, but man, these dodges are sick.
Utilizing the fire shield too does take a hit, but should be able to just kind of brute force the rest of this fight, and does. 3 items are going to be his reward here in the back of GT Ice Room. Gonna get Ether Medallion. Doesn't need it today, but it's available, and there's our big key. Maybe it is vital.
Yeah.
If that's vital,
that's right.
though.
That's right. That's right.
That's something to consider. Does that mean...
Maybe.
And I know there's like big debate on this as we see Telethar get his mitts. Like, does that mean there is definitely something in Turtle Rock because it's vital? I don't think it is. I think that was something that Camp into. Oh, he found the Ice Rod!
Wow, that is a huge find for Andy. We don't know if we necessarily need it, but I mean it's a gigantic comfort just to have, right? Because you don't know how the bosses are shuffled. Wow.
Now most of the hammer locked rooms right now, that we've seen have been, managed already, like in Castle Tower. So
That has to be with bombs, which is kind of unfortunate. But
Yeah, we
There's
kind of
not
already see,
too much
Telthar's
left.
like due diligence, right, and and thoroughness, and basically check all the hammerlock locations. So we at least know that Andy doesn't have to go back for this. But I do. Well, so do we actually need the hammer, Nancy?
we
what
might
direction goes
not.
south
I mean, it
of Easttown Hub?
heavily depends on what it looks like when we get into GT finally.
Yeah, right. So like the dungeon rooms aside, I was thinking like, okay, I think we need a hammer for Turtle Rock, like entry, right? But Turtle Rock today is a pendant.
It's right here, which is nice.
Do we need the hammer for anything else?
Maybe not. It depends on if we need to go into Turtle Rock.
Had to make.
Yeah. I mean, it very well could be that we don't have any hands right now for Turtle Rock. And we still could need
just gone
something
this way
important
instead.
out there. But I mean, like so far,
Okay, so ether.
I know the hammer's a big item, but I mean, I got some copium for Andy that we may not, necessarily need it. Okay, well, we're mirroring. That's a good sign.
Well, we're going into Eastern. He can beat this. We saw Telethar clear this out, so he will get his flippers if he does so. I wonder if Telethar is doing a little bit of metagaming, knowing how late, we'll say, he got into Dark World with his Moon Pearl, thinking, okay, it can't be a super low GT entry, because if it was, there's a chance Andy's already done it, and if would have beaten it and beaten me already. But if he's looking at the race room and knows the race is not over, then maybe he thinks it's an easy way to metagame and say, okay, maybe it's like 5+, and then you just check it at your convenience.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's actually a great point. Yeah, I mean, Telethar and Andy certainly very experienced in tournament races and in competition. Certainly, when it comes to one-on-one, I don't know how much like metagame they really do like on a regular basis, but that is certainly something you can probably read into. It's actually very good insight, Dante.
Apparently, we're being told, so Andy marked on his tracker the entrance to TR is ether. He's doing that based on the thought, I guess, of maybe it's a vital item. So we'll see.
Okay.
All right, now Telethar is going to be able to go further here into
This way is dead.
Swamp Palace, because he has these flippers that Andy will get eventually, as if he beats, assuming he beats the boss here.
I mean, I do have every confidence he's going to be able to. It's just Cold Stare. But granted, I think like the Eastern Arena is a little bit smaller, so I don't know if that just means that Cold Stare is actually a little bit harder because you don't have as much room to maneuver. We certainly saw that Telethar second time through did a very nice job defeating Cold Stare, even though it was a little bit scary at the end. But he handled it. He backed it up really well.
It's just very difficult as you start at the bottom in the center, as you see here, instead of to the left, because your timing can be off. Like, you can use the diagonals as Andy did there to mitigate it, and then he should be, as he is, like Telethar was the second time, on point.
Almost the
very
quick kill in a random ass unexpected encounter. Ayo.
He's pogging. So here's the question.
Yeah.
Is he gonna leave, or will he check Saha? Like, this is kind of huge.
Yeah. I mean, actually, do you know if Andy uses a regular entrance map checker?
He does not.
Okay.
Because every once in a while he's like, oh, I forgot something, and oops.
Well.
Oh, he's getting the flute. He's gone.
Well, okay.
Rest in peace, hammer.
We're just gonna leave that hammer alone. Yeah, it's okay. Andy's got tempered. I'm sure everything will be fine. As the flames, and copium kind of, bursts up a little bit.
The copium's ignited is what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh harder if he doesn't need.
Nice hint, by the way.
Yeah.
Eastern Palace
If he doesn't need that hammer.
You get to find out where your flippers are when you sequence quake.
Oh yeah, I guess that is true. We are gonna have to have hammer to beat the boss here, like to get through into the boss room. So this means he will just be diving.
The hints in this seat are cracked.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Here's where all of your vital hints are.
So if Andy does not have Saha, I guess, more visible, on his mind,
he's going to be diving
Telethar,
dungeons.
Yes. I mean, well, Telethar's got actually quite a bit of buffer then, if that's the case, because, I mean, I guess, yes, he will be locked out of places, but also I don't think the hammer really locks that much. So, I mean, I mean, Telethar definitely has a good amount of like time. I would consider, right, at least right now.
Yeah, if we get another hour into this, I mean, if you go through, start doing dungeons, and then maybe you've got one or two checks just kind of straggling behind, you're going to be focused on those one or two checks. You're not going to be thinking about something that, you could have had maybe, say 5 minutes in.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I kind of also wonder if that's kind of what happened with Telethar and Bonkrox as well. But I mean, if you're gonna last locate, try to last locate, earlier and faster than your opponent. That is one of the tickets to success. So unconventional, but it happens probably more often than not.
I need the hammer. I totally forgot I need the hammer for Ice Palace boss. I'm so stupid.
He's stupid.
It's okay. This is like hour 7, 8, whatever, 8, 13 for Andy's gameplay of Rando today.
We can count.
He can be a little bit forgiven.
Emo, you're absolutely right. He said it. None of us said it.
So pod lobby is here. Let's go this way. And I think it's just that to the boss. I think there was one more split between that, but that can...
So the question now is, like, how big are these dungeons? I mean, we saw Thieves Town be very large. Telethar kind of gave him some time there. The GT could be very large.
Yeah, we have not seen GT. That might scare me a little. But for what it's worth, like Hyrule Castle was actually pretty big, because I think it was like 16 or 17 items, and then Akka Tower wasn't small. So we're still like racking up a good number of rooms here. And I know Telethar did a lot of Thieves Town, but maybe like if Andy doesn't remember, also could have eaten up a lot of rooms as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so there was a split here somewhere, right here. Okay, the swamp room, the south. All right, so Andy going to be going north here. Telethar going to be fighting Landmo 2 boss room here with Mothula.
Easy peasy.
Emperor sort of making it a breeze.
No conveyor belts, no shitter room that that does 8 hearts of damage per hit. Just an easy, comfy boss. Source of familiarity in a randomized dungeon. Okay, and then this way needs the hammer.
Do I have a big key? I have to beat the boss first. Okay. Okay.
So where will Andy go next?
Good news, bad news for we did find that a required crystal boss needs that ice rod because we did find Trinex at the end of Swamp Palace.
A little bit.
Interesting. So
which means whatever dungeon that Andy found his ice rod in, I forgot. Maybe it was Pod. That is definitely required.
We're in Misery Mire again. Let me open up my map.
Telethar finally doing the 1 hour 16-minute hype cape.
That's right.
I mean, it's going to be funnier at the 3-hour mark potentially, and Andy's doing.
Oh no, let's not think about 3 hours at the I mean, I actually, when you said Telethar's checking hype cave at like 117, he found the pearl like 20 minutes ago. It actually, I think he's done a lot in Dark World. Time actually really does fly.
Okay, I know the boss isn't that way because I got spit out of the end of that super tile chain. So we don't need the hammer for this dungeon. Okay, that was this way.
All right, so full heart container here on Stumpy for Telethar. He's going to get his compass from the dig spot. Andy, meanwhile, looking for Vitreous.
This way.
Looking for one additional item, or chest, rather.
Oh, right,
there it is.
I wouldn't have remembered how to get here, so.
Oh, that's a really nice half magic.
I did not.
Very convenient.
Mark.
All right, Telethar getting his flute now. So is this Vidi? It is, but it's Trinex. That's the second one. And we do have that ice rod, so we're going to be able to kill him. And what was it you were just saying, Claire Mouse, about that half magic being very convenient?
Yeah.
Just in case this goes off the rails, which it kind of could, maybe not.
Well, I mean, the fact that Vitreous, Trinex is standing in the Vitreous, like, goo, right? That actually does damage. So you really actually don't, like, I mean, you can't do backdoor stars really anyway, but you don't really want to, oh my god, Andy.
Why do these keep turning off?
Okay, everything's fine.
Apparently,
Nobody was worried.
Andy's headset's dying. This is what happens when you do 3 races in one day. All right, Telethar with the flute. Let's see where he is headed to now. Probably Meyer area, I'd assume. Yes, he is not interested in the GT entry.
Yeah, I think you brought up a very good point. Honestly, like with the whole like thinking about, you know, like he last located his pro pretty much at the 1 hour mark. He knows that it was potentially very early in order to get, especially on Andy's side. And so if the GT goal really is like, you know, two crystals or something to enter, because he already saw the actual goal to beat Ganon. I mean, Andy probably would have been done by now, because he himself has already gotten like 2 or 3 crystals at this point.
All right, so.
I mean, Andy's sitting in a really good spot. 5 crystals, but as we all know, no hammer.
Yeah.
Could have 6. He could have 6.
There's only 2
Like, he could be hammer from literal go mode right now, which is kind of sad and funny at the same time to think about.
Okay, so I mean, it looks like the good news. You know, it seems like whatever we try to do in Skull Woods, you know, Duncan says no. We have 0 small keys. Every time we drop in, we're just blocked.
I've never seen Dunka tell us that you shall not pass in Skull Woods. Like, he seems to want to like invite everyone in.
Yeah, well, maybe he thinks that we're bringing broccoli or, you know, or cauliflower or, you know, something that has vitamins in it. So he probably doesn't want, you know, that type of. He doesn't want any, you know, contamination, right? You know, for
that
his
explains a lot. It just means that the door branch is made of vegetables. I respect Telethar going for the frame perfect chest turn there.
Yeah. I mean, he was partners with Humbug. Also, Andy's partner for the co-op tournament that's currently going on right now.
Yeah, don't waste that key there.
Yeah, but as you were saying earlier, I mean, Andy, he has made a lot of progress very quickly. I mean, granted, he was kind of stopped at the beginning or at the end of Ice Palace because, yes, he did remind us that you do in fact need the hammer in order to go beat the boss, and we're gonna see in this case like where he kind of ends up getting blocked, like how much stuff the hammer actually locks, because if he really doesn't remember Saha, it might be difficult to kind of go back there.
Yeah, I mean, he'll need Telethar to go down another rabbit trail, and the clock is ticking. Like, Telethar probably thinks he is sunk, but he's actually in a really good spot given what we're seeing Andy do right now.
Yeah. For what it's worth, it might be a little bit easier because Saha is kind of a place that Andy hasn't like been to like at all, right? You know, unlike it's sometimes if it's like enemy drop shuffle or, you know, like Pato Lotto, right? Like you've gone through a room and, you know, you got, you know, 57 checks out of the 60 or something, right? And you're just like, okay, you know what? I don't know where the other ones are. I'm not going to go back there, you know, for like 2 or 3 things. This at least is something, you know, that is potentially, you know, on the table for Andy.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. We'll see.
All right, Telethar in Meyer. We do know that Meyer has Trinex.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
So, ooh, big key for Andy. That's going to let us get that big chest that we saw a little while ago. There is a hint here.
Oh, okay.
Shocker.
Good to know.
By all the dungeons is a foolish choice.
Also, good point. Yeah, I was gonna even ask. So, like, do we actually need anything for go mode?
We need a hammer.
For Andy, right? As we need the ice rod for Telethar. Do we need anything else? Right,
no, I'm fairly confident that is all we need. Like,
right. I guess that makes sense, right? Because, you know, the only thing that was shuffled was just compasses. So, like, yeah, we just need actual items. Here, I thought we were gonna like bust out, you know, like the tracker with 5+ and, you know, like, you know, 27 items, you know, like in every dungeon, and you know, it's just like 12, 15.
Right.
You know, we just need like the regular items.
Now, I mean, we do have to beat GT, obviously, but I don't see any item that could be a problem after we get, you know, the hammer. I don't think we suddenly need a bug net to beat GT.
Yeah. Suddenly they like take away all 3 of your swords or something when you enter the Agatu fight. That would be
That would be
That
something.
would be very interesting.
I think some people would enjoy it. Most would not.
This might just lead me to one of the drop downs though.
You know, just saying, if you win Mystery PogChamp Season 10, which Telethar, Andy, you, yourself, PH, Gem, Solsky, any of these individuals win, you get your crack at creating Season 11's weights. And if you can somehow convince Synac to put that tech in the weights, that is your... I mean, that's what's going to happen in Season 11.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see where Andy flutes to now. This could be the swamp cleanup. No, he is headed into...
Smith chain.
He's gonna do Smith chain. Okay.
Smith chain.
I see a former season champion Walkits in chat, thinking that he also tossing his name into the potential list of winners this season. He is still in the tournament. I believe there were many hashtag trending F wall kicks for the season immediately following when he put up the weights. So
I enjoyed that season. I don't know what anybody's talking about. It had a lot of Enemizer, and that's why it was good.
Swordless Enemizer, I'm ready.
I never did Sahashula.
Oh, Andy just said
Andy,
it.
Andy. Oh, all right. Well, the clock.
Go mode like an idiot, and I never did back as Hashula.
The clock has started ticking, really loudly ticking on Telethar's side.
Someone get the plot armor. Where's the plot armor?
Yeah. Alright. Meanwhile, though, Telethar is still making good progress. He still needs to go and finish Pod and get his Ice Rod and Samaria out of the dungeon. But I mean, he definitely still needs all these crystals. So, you know, he's still making good progress right now. It's just, is it going to be enough progress before, in this case, Andy, who has realized that he still hasn't checked Saha? Depends on when he goes there. How many crystals is this for Telethar?
Big 20.
Like 3 or 4. Or 4, it looks like.
4? Okay. 4 is not 7. We're getting there, though.
I have Ether Tablet to do still.
Did he already check Bombo's tablet?
I did Bombo's tablet? I don't even remember.
Oh, no.
All right, Andy's falling apart.
All right, yeah, I mean, this is game 3. You know, many hours have progressed, you know, since we got to this moment. So.
All right, so Andy's gonna do this, and then I guess if he doesn't, he's gonna do Swamp here, and assuming he can complete this, oh no, okay, he is actually fluting. Is this the Saha?
Yeah, he probably would just want to save his portal, right? Just in case.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, if you're rooting for Andy, this is good news for the Andy camp.
Done Ether Tablet, guaranteed.
All right, let's get the reaction.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Kind of unfortunate. See, what he doesn't know. What he doesn't know is that here's an example of plot armor. How, like, you see the
oh my gosh,
the laser beam just kind of goes around him. That is the ideal thing. I know Solsky has the nice, like, actual wearable armor, but I wanted to show us all like a diagram of exactly what it is. And that's kind of an expression, or rather, an explanation of it.
At least to get to that.
Was there an Infinity Gauntlet somewhere on that guy as well?
Possibly. It looked like it. I don't know if that was actually him, because that was definitely Batman. It looked like in the other side.
Really?
The boss was going to be here.
That
Or
picture is
great value,
100%
Batman.
accurate. Just so you know, Andy I mean, he obviously is a very, very, very good player. Like, we do meme a lot, about Andy's plot armor. It does maybe show up, maybe more frequently than not. But, I mean, Andy, obviously, like, he has still played quite well. And
the way to look at it, though, like, there's runners who race a lot, and, like, there's people like Willard, there's people like Andy, people like Gamma, in tons of tournaments, tons of just pickup races. And, if you watch them enough, you're going to see these moments where they just seem to not be able to be, like, screwed over, so to speak, by the randomizer. And it's sometimes it's experience, sometimes it's just, confirmation bias.
I'd rather just have them all.
Mm-hmm. I will say, though, part of I would consider to be experience, for, the ones you listed, like Andy, Willard, Gamma, many others, is even if you do forget, make a mistake, mistrack something, so long as you can back it up, and recover. I mean,
Sure.
that is something that is very, very much experience-based. And, that's how, like, nobody is impervious to making mistakes, right? Because
Exactly.
in this case, Andy, forgot about Saha for quite some time, but he is still able to recover, and that really does, it really just shows basically how good Andy is at this point.
Fred, I deeply apologize to you in chat for not listing you. I didn't list like 1,000 people that played this game, but
Or more,
I
yeah.
care about Fred, and I'm sorry specifically
Fred is a
specifically
very
to Fred.
valued member of this community.
Indeed.
All right, that is, yes. All right, Telethar, by the way, checking the GT entry. So I think that also, gives him a little bit more confirmation that, what he maybe was thinking, it was going to be a high crystal entry. Was also, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does he think that, Andy's not, I don't know, like seconds away from doing the dot done? I don't know. He probably,
And then south.
Andy forgetting the hammer at Saha probably is not going to be one of those first things he thinks about. But, again, things happen.
I mean, there's the thing, maybe in hindsight, and I know we're not really using a lot of Telethar's audio tonight, but he could be thinking, maybe at some point remembering the Thieves Town hit and saying, oh man, I really didn't need to go there, but I did. There's many things that could have happened. And he could be thinking at this moment.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's also true too.
Maybe he thinks with the 7 crystals it gives him a better shot. I mean, the Ice Rod and the Cane were kind of in some awkward spots. It's just that Andy got to these awkward spots a little quicker.
He was not distracted by the hammer. I mean, and for the record, I don't actually think that Telethar was like kind of led astray with the hammer.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, but like sometimes, just like in any other randomizer, because the things are shuffled, you take a left turn, the other person takes a right turn, and you made the correct decision, in this case. And sometimes it just works out better for, one person over the other.
Kinda
That's
weird to
right.
enter this room in the dark
Well,
and
I
not
guess
feel
to
like
make
that
everybody in this tournament that's still playing and hanging out here tonight in chat feel a little better, I'm not going to hold this tournament up anymore, as PH and I have finally scheduled our race. It is on the schedule, 3:30 tomorrow or 3 o'clock tomorrow, something like that. So I don't even know. It's one of the two. But we're going to play, and one of us will advance, and we'll see how it goes.
I have confirmation that it is 3:30. So good luck,
Perfect.
Dante.
Well, thank you. We will
PH,
see how it goes.
Yeah, and I believe you or PH is going to face Gem in the next round, and then the winner of that is going to face Solsky, and then the winner of that is going to face the winner of Andy and Telethar. So actually, like I said, it's a really scary little mini bracket here that we actually have going on. And again,
Indeed.
this is also losers bracket, by the way. This is not winners bracket. Extremely scary.
mirror, save, and quit.
Andy talking this through. Mirror, save, and quit. I guess that'll get him to Sanctuary with the mirror to pop out on Hera, and then he can just head on over.
Oh yeah, that's right. He just finished all 7 crystals. Look at that. Look at the really pretty icons all lit up on his tracker.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Aga
Christmas.
also wasn't required
Yeah, that's true.
with
That's
that
true.
hammer.
Oh, I guess we still have to go to GT, right? But we know that we don't need anything in GT. Hopefully, I guess we'll just get to the boss soon.
This is like, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Fred can enlighten me. This is going to kind of be, close to Z1 in the sense that level 9 or Inceptus level 8 for us, the Great Equalizer, as it will be a doors randomizer. We don't know what the rooms are going to be, so we'll find out here.
What do you think? Next season for Mystery PogChamp, if somebody wins this, it's going to be the Z1, M1, Z2, M2, Z3, M3.
Well, thank God there's no Z2, M2 rando
okay, all right,
combination.
Okay, well, whatever the four
the quad
game, yeah,
please,
whatever that combination is.
Please, no quad rando.
All right. GT.
It's really amazing to me, by the way, like just like I mean, even setting aside like the doors and you know the randomizer that everyone has put in like so much work into this, but like how do you make combination games? How do you make that quad combination game?
Bless
like,
total.
It's crazy to
Bless
me.
total. You literally have to just recode a NES game to work on Super Nintendo. You know, no big
that is
deal.
Crazy to me, like just how far and how I mean, also just how talented people are, right? You have big visions, and you know, like I don't think anybody would have actually thought of that before. But you know, someone has the vision, someone has the execution to back it up. That's great.
You do it one time though, and then everybody wants crazier and crazier things. Like when do you know? I said when do we get Link to the Past running on the N64, and with the increased processing power, we have like negative lag.
Right, I have the
Just make it go even faster.
Yeah,
ultra
like
fast ROM.
Yeah, I was gonna say fast ROM was already kind of a big deal, and suddenly now we're gonna have like, ultra fast ROM, giga fast ROM, good distance on Telethar's side. I think that he is the official winner, at least
between the two.
in my book.
Yeah, this GT was pretty free. So Andy just has to fight Aga 2 and then fight Ganon for the third time today.
Come on.
See,
man.
Andy is just warmed up. He's fought Ganon so many times. This should just, he actually could be doing it in his sleep. We don't know. He could be very tired.
I think he's tired. I mean, you don't play 3 Seeds of Rando without getting at least some form of mentally tired, in my opinion.
Yeah, and these are also, they're also like tournament races. It's kind of like one thing to maybe do like a more like, co-op, casual voice chat, just where the stakes aren't very high. Mystery PogChamp, for the record, is like the most prestigious tournament
Oh my God.
Existing in randomizer. Okay, stakes are high. So
vegetables are low. All right, into the Ganon fight. Phase 1 just needs 12 slashes, 6 spins. You know how it goes. We're into phase 2. Andy doing the poke strats. Gonna get 12 of these bad boys super fast. I've never seen the sprite, and I've never seen the sprite move this fast until this moment.
Just wait until the N64, Dante. You're gonna see the sprite move even faster. 8x processing power.
All right, getting a spin in. I kind of want to know if Andy's feeling a little nervous right about now. He left that hammer for a while. Like, is Telethar right behind him? A nice triple to start that out. It was a good favorable RNG as far as the warps. Telethar in Ice Palace is going to be able to complete this. I don't know if he's actually going to get to the boss before Andy finishes Ganon. That is 9, I believe. No, this will be 9. Check it. So then just 3 more spins. As long as he gets these, it'll be this cycle. Gets the first one. That's the hardest one to get usually. And I believe that is it.
Yeah, big. Yeah, I mean, big GGs. Andy, triple winner today. Has won every single one of his tournament races. Pretty much back to back to back. Yeah, big congratulations.
Now get your GGs in chat. Andy and Telethar are going to go ahead and throw in the towel. I don't blame him.
Telethar, he played a very good Dark World. If you forgot the Thief's Down hint, I mean, it's very understandable. But it was unfortunate that the pearl was in Bonkrox, and he spent a bit more time in Light World trying to get it. But I mean, like, otherwise, he has made like a very good set of progress in Dark Worlds.
Yeah.
Just not enough time, because Andy remembered Saha too early.
All right, we do have Telethar with us. GG, man.
Telethar,
GG.
GG's.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah, I was
mean, it's
saying
my
this
fault,
when
but-
you ran by it a couple times, and I don't know if this was maybe on your mind, but it's like, how often do you really play doors without entrance shuffle and just think, to go to like a normal item cave, like prioritize it? I know you did it early on, but when you start getting into like a doors rhythm, I feel like it's so hard to process that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and my brain just broke. Because normally you don't start with boots indoors, you have pseudo boots, so I'm thinking I don't have boots for subconsciously, and then normally when you have boots start, you have and you don't have entrance shuffle, you have start at Sank, and that's when you do bonk rocks.
Yes.
But Sank is not there, so it's just like everything about it just was enough that my brain didn't process correctly. So, is what it is.
And we are also joined by Andy, the guy who can't remember Saha. GG.
GG's, Andy.
GG's.
Yeah, GG.
God. Yeah, I got so excited about those flippers because I was like, oh, let's go, Mo. Let's go straight to ice. And then I immediately got smacked in the face when I found the boss room. And I was just like, oh, shit.
So I said this to Telethar. Did the fact that it was like normal entrance and not like cross-world entrance or something, was that part of the factor in not checking Saha, or was it just happenstance?
So with doors, when you go to Saha, you commit to going into Eastern, and without a lot of items, there's a decent chance you're just gonna get cock blocked immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I usually delay Saha in non-entrance doors. Yeah, finding that hammer back there felt really bad. I was like GG in my brain when I got hammer back there after going back to that 9-check or 12-check Skullwoods that was 8 keys. But I felt really good about my routing with doing Aga when I did to pulling Mitts in Dark World, and then that hammer showed up and I was like, uh-oh. Not like this, dude.
Yeah, I got my pearl at an hour, so.
Yeah, doing all
Telethar-
that Light World stuff was really awkward. It was just you had to commit to doing the entire Light World loop all at once, or else it was never going to get done, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Telethar had basically combed every edge, every dungeon, and had the hammer, had the lamp from Aga, the whole shebang.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate hint, because I was like, oh man, I'm 99% never going back for that lamp, because that's all I had left in that dungeon. I'm pretty sure it was just the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you two feel about the hints in the seed? Those are the most OP hints I think I've seen in a seed in quite some time.
Yeah, the seed was good. I had no complaints about it. So the hints were pretty good.
I disliked getting all of these hints for items that were maybe kind of tricky-ish to find after I'd already found them, and I was like, okay, cool, thanks game. But with how early I got Mitts, I could have sequence broken Ice Palace and been like, oh, flippers are at Eastern, that's cool. And then the Ice Rod hint was the big one that I was like, man, why is that got to exist? But yeah, the hints were crazy. I'm glad we didn't have to go into Turtle Rock, so I didn't have to figure out what 3 useful items meant. I've never seen a useful item hint before in my life.
We were perplexed about it.
I knew that they existed, but I'd never actually seen one.
I think those were bottles.
It's it could be half magic, it could be bottles. But I don't remember the exact list of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was fun to actually see one, I guess.
Well,
yeah, I was
go ahead.
hoping Bombos would bail me out. It did not.
I also was like, when I saw Meyer was Bombos, I'm like, oh hell yeah. Maybe Telethar skips that.
I almost skipped it because it was that or I didn't have the ice rod at that point, so I'm like, this is probably just the map. I had 2 items left. But it didn't matter.
Actually, speaking of hints, Telethar, did you see the Thieves Town hints? I thought it was in Hera, but maybe not.
I did. I forgot about it.
Okay. No, I mean, no, it's very understandable.
I forgot about it until now. Like,
Yeah, there was.
I opened up a second like chat box where I write down my notes, and I put that in like 80-point font, Thieves Town Flourish.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking when you went in there, Telethar, I was like, well, he had trouble getting the pearl, so you're also trying to parse all this information on the fly. It's very easy for us to sit here and be like, oh, hey, we saw the hint twice, it's foolish, but in the heat of the moment, always not so easy to remember it unless you have it in 85-point font or something. So
yeah, no, I got lost once I didn't have that pearl for an hour, and like once I found it, I'm like, yeah, it's hard to be not mentally defeated. So like any hints I read 30-40 minutes ago are out the window.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this is one of those seeds where we just kind of watch it, and like both runners are like, well, I'm gonna lose like the whole time.
Oh man, yeah, I felt so good when I like got bombs before saving and quitting sank, so I got that hook shot pretty quick.
Oh my god.
And then like just the random light world route into cleaning up Hyrule Castle straight to Aga Tower with the tempered sword to pull my mitts not too long after. All felt really good, and then that hammer happened.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like your route was immensely better than mine, ignoring the Moon Pearl situation.
Well, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, getting mitts and flute, I was like, is that go mode? And I was like, do I do crystal dungeons or do I go check GT entrance? And then I like tried to beat Swamp and I couldn't because I didn't have flippers yet. I think that's when I like beat Hera and went to GT, and then I was like, just wait, this is gonna be 7 and be the biggest Keck W of all time. And then, yep.
So Telethar, with you putting off checking the GT entry, was that kind of like maybe a meta gameplay thinking it can't be very low if given your Moon Pearl situation?
Yeah, it was. If it's low and like you don't need a bunch of items to get through it, I'm just screwed anyway. So there's no, like, the mitts were free, the hammer was free, you're starting at Hera, or you have hookshot if somehow you didn't find the hammer. There's no reason to like even bother going to check it, in my mind.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Well, this has been a lot of rando on this channel today.
Yeah, same, dude.
Yeah. How are you feeling after 3 races, Andy?
Oh, dude, I'm ready to have another drink probably and eat some 9 p.m. dinner. It could have been 11 p.m. dinner if this seed was worse. So, I'm kind of thankful.
That's true. And I think Clearmouse will even mention this is like 3rd race for Telethar today too, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is it like maybe like 3.5? Because I think you were doing, I don't know how many pilot spoilers you did, but
like 1.5.
It was okay.
1.5. When you do a half spoiler pilot, that's when you know something good or bad happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just wanna bust out the hard parts of the spoiler pilot, and so you just do it until go mode.
No, this was not that.
Well, unfortunate.
We're gonna pretend you didn't say that. Like, you just busted it out. You hit go mode and
Yeah. Or we got our Swamp Smoky off of Pendant Boss and left the pendant, and the ped was required. So,
oops.
Oh, I know which seed you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually funny because in the race room for that one, Rava said that he didn't catch it was also Pen Seed as well until he saw the other runner doing pendant Lammo, and he's like, oh no, what's wrong? And then that's when they figured it out.
Dude, God, that's so fun. I remember in the first year we did League, Futon was my pilot, and he's like, uh-oh, the other team's going into Swamp, and I'm like, Futon, what did you fuck up? And they had fucked up the pendants and crystals, and so they were going into Pendant Swamp for no reason.
Isn't that where we got the famous Think Pendant emote from?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that was Scary Olive. That's where the.
Yep,
Oh wow.
that was Scary Olive. Yep.
Oh no.
Amazing. Oh,
but I just enjoyed that my gut reaction was Futon messed up and not the other team.
You always expect the other team to just God route, right?
Exactly.
True. Yeah, even a pilot spoiler when you have the spoiler log and everything.
But yeah, thanks for restreaming all the races today, Dante. Hope it was
Yeah,
fun.
thank you, Dante.
It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. GG's again to Telethar and Andy. Andy's got to sit and wait a while, mainly on, well, at this point, me. So I'll play my race and we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for hanging out today. Clear Mouse, thanks for doing double comms. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's tons of fun. Thank you so much for letting me be part of the experience. And big GG's, Andy. Triple winner today. Telethar,
Triple winner.
Yeah. You won a good number of races as well, so
It's all right. Yeah.
Just not all of them.
Oh man. Oh, I maybe have if Solsky can beat either Gem, Dainty, or
Let's be real, Solsky's not
PH.
beating any of those.
That's listen, a man can dream to want to put an eggplant in the dumpster, but if Dainty or Gem has to put Solsky in the dumpster, that's a nice consolation prize.
That's true. That's true. But well, thank you guys again for letting me restream this one. Thank you guys in chat for watching. That's gonna do it for us tonight. Maybe sometime in the future we restream some more of these POG races or some of the co-op AD tournament, or the co-op tournament, I should say. Excuse me, it's not all AD. Clearmouse corrected me on that earlier, and I'm still getting it wrong.
If you told Telethar and Gem that it was AD for their very first race, they would have been very thankful. I'm just saying. So
I'm not so sure that's true. We didn't do any pendant dungeons until Go Mode.
that was extremely fortunate.
Oh God.
Yeah, we dropped into Ganon at roughly the same time, and I'm like, that was not the right number of text boxes.
I love that. Just uh-oh.
Yeah, so Gem had not dropped down yet, and Telethar's like, how sure are we not? It's not AD. So Gem's like, oh, let me go check the sign. He was on Pyramid. He read the sign, and he's like, oh, okay, it's AD.
That's really funny.
That's the best way to find out in a non-entrance, non-mystery. Let me read the sign.
I probably would have opted to look at the race room and see what got generated.
It's some logical enemizer co-ops is the name of it. It doesn't say AD in it, I think. So.
Oh man.
Did you guys start with boots at least?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Our policy has been if they let us start with boots, they can pick the mode, and it seems like everyone's been amenable to that.
I like that policy. I don't think Jim would play if you didn't start with boots. He might have to solo a seed.
Yeah, Humbug wanted to do a little more tame to start things off since you guys just finished the co-op cross keys tournament.
No one
was
has
like, yeah,
chosen
that's
cross
fair.
keys against me, so we'll see. We're talking if we do play you guys, we'll do cross keys and find out who the real cross keys winner was.
Oh baby.
And then Dante can 3D print a little trophy just for the winner.
I think I'll be rooting for Telethar in that one. Nothing against Humbug, but shipping would be much easier with a Telethar than Humbug.
Just give it to him at SGL in
All right.
6 months.
Well, Make something happen.
Easy. All right, GG's Telethar. I'm gonna go eat some dinner.
GG.
Thanks
Same.
again for restreaming and comment, guys.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Thanks. Very much enjoy the day. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Super for racing. And Dante, thank you again for all the restreams. You did all the hard work. Really much appreciated.
Bless fiber internet. It's great. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you guys real soon.
And good luck tomorrow, Dante.
Thanks.